Hello everybody, I'm Grimm, and welcome to Grimm Gabbers, where Grimm gabbers about random stuff. I'm your host, Grimm, and today's topic is going to be about my 3 paranormal stories. I don't really like this plain white background, so I'm gonna, find a breaker somewhere and turn the lights off to really set the tone. It all started when I was young. I was in my bedroom, laying down, doing normal kid things. Watching television or playing with my toys, and my brother came into the room. He started to talk to me about some things, I'm not quite sure what, maybe cars or what I'm going to eat for that afternoon, but it was a regular afternoon, broad daylight as well. We hear a creak coming from our left side. We look over, as that's where the closet was. We wait for it to open a bit more, and we see a face. Looked like a grayish, bluish porcelain doll with rounder features and eyeballs that made you want to jump out of your skin. It scared us a lot. We ran downstairs to our mom. She didn't believe us. I didn't want to sleep in that room that night, but I had to. And I won't forget about that experience, nor will I ever get over my fear of dark closets. Till this day, no one really believes me. I mean, it's common that kids have imaginary friends, and that would be true if the one other person hadn't had saw it. And it also would have been even more credible if the one other person the next day I told him said he never recalled the situation at all. This next story is going to be about how I heard my sister calling me, despite the fact that her door was closed and she was closed behind it. Now, this is pretty normal. Siblings call on you, they want to show you something, they want you to try something, they want you to see something, but this wasn't exactly the case. She sounded like worried, concerned, like she needed help. It sounded like her voice was right outside my door, as if she was pressed up against it. I ran into her room thinking something had gone terribly wrong. I screamed, "What? What happened?" And she said, "Nothing." It was weird because I know what I had heard, but like nothing happened, I went to my room and continued doing what I was doing. A few minutes earlier, I hear my dad calling me in that same concerned tone as if our dog died or something, or he needed help. But I ignored it, because I know my dad, and I know I wouldn't be the first person he would call if he needed help, nor does he really need help that often anyway. So I ignored it, and it hasn't happened again since. I don't see nor hear things that aren't there. I don't have any disorders of the kind, and I still to this day have no clue what it was, nor do I ever hope it happens again. My last story wasn't that long ago, wasn't too recent either, but it wasn't that long ago. This is the second physical interaction, or visible interaction I've had with what seemed to have been a ghost for a while, since the first story I told you when I was about 9 years old. My dad and my sister were there to see it as well. I was playing hide and seek with them when it happened. We have this closet. Really coincidental, I know. We have a closet, and we have a dresser in the closet. We didn't really have any other place to put it. It fit just perfectly in this closet, where there were 2 gaps between the sides. On one side was an old TV that we had put there for storage, since we didn't really have any other place to put it. And the other side was just a few boxes, cardboard, and clothes that hung from the rack. I positioned myself where my knees were to my chest, and my head was behind the clothes, and I had taken that piece of cardboard that was just the right fit to cover up my body, and I had adjusted a bit to move just so it would cover my body, so they couldn't see me. My dad started looking, and it was about 20 minutes before he came in and said, "Oh, I wonder where he is." And they didn't try to find me after a little bit, assuming that I had known that they had found me already. I thought it was a good spot, I did not know that he had found me already, and I went out to see where he was and ask how he had found me. He said, "I saw your fingers grabbing the cardboard." I said, "My fingers weren't grabbing the cardboard," and his face kind of went pale and his eyes went wide. He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "I didn't have my fingers there." And then I asked, "Were the fingernails painted on the hand that you saw?" Earlier that day, at the end of class, my friend had nail polish, and she had painted my nails, maybe a little against my will, and my fingernails were painted black. While chipped, they were still evident. He said, "No." We still live in this house, and none of us really have an explanation. Even my mom, being a skeptic, she can't find any reasonable evidence as to what that could have been. I didn't have my fingers on the cardboard. I know that for a fact because I know how to play hide and seek, and I know that'd be too revealing of a thing to do. A rookie mistake, and I've been playing hide and seek all my life. I couldn't have made that mistake, and even if there was somehow a pair of mysterious fingers, they weren't mine. Again, like I had said, my nails were painted black, and black is a very evident color, especially with my skin tone and the cardboard color, which was not a dark brown, but light. Flashbang! Anyhow, that marks the end of the video. I'm so happy with the way this turned out, yo. And if you didn't know, all those sounds you heard before, I recorded myself. Yes, I did. Round of applause! I hope you liked this video just as much as I did. A little bit off kilter from what I normally do, but I hope you like it anyway. Another video just like this is dropping tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. Anyway, that's enough of me. Goodbye!